Hey guys, welcome to this very spontaneous video. As you can tell by the title, I have decided to quit social media. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing the reasons why and, just saying goodbye for who knows how long. But basically, I was inspired by this video from a YouTuber I had watched a couple of nights ago. And I don't remember his name, but I will link his YouTube channel in the description box below if you want to check it out, which I highly recommend doing. But I had stumbled upon one of his videos discussing the benefits of cold showers, and so I decided to do that first. And then I found out he has other videos, and the second video I watched was about his decision to quit social media, and it really made me stop and think about how much of an issue I have with social media, how I don't know how to utilize it in a completely beneficial way yet, and how much it is stunting my growth. Really, I haven't been able to really move forward in life. I believe because of social media, because of my addiction to social media. And for those of you who remember, a few months ago, I took a social media cleanse or break to kind of find myself. I only did it for about a month. And in that month that I was away, I did learn a lot, but the whole time I was just thinking about how eager I was to get back on social media and basically tell everyone all of these things I had learned. And when I did come back, I immediately returned to my old habits. I didn't implement any new changes. I didn't do anything to limit myself or monitor what it was I was doing. And so I fell back into a vicious cycle. And this is a cycle that I have been stuck in since I was like 12 or 13, possibly even younger. I've realized that I have used technology and the internet as a way to escape or neglect my inner demons and the reality of what's going on immediately around me. Ever since like I said, I was 12 roughly, the internet became a bigger thing. And first it started out when I was younger with the Nintendo DS. And I remember I would allow myself to get consumed by, my games. And then, once I got to about 13, maybe 14, that's when, no, I'd say about 13, that's when I got a computer and I had access to the internet, and I found escape through chat rooms and online games where I could just, basically communicate with anyone other than the people that were, right around me. And I was hooked. I've struggled with this addiction for so many years, like so many years. And I didn't even consider it an addiction until just recently. Looking back, I remember I would be up until, back when I was in middle school, I'd be up until 4 o'clock in the morning behind my parents' back on the computer online playing games, and then I'd go to school on 2 hours of sleep or sometimes no sleep. And then if I got caught, my privileges would get revoked, and I would still find a way to go behind their back and do what I wasn't supposed to do. And I did that for so long. Anytime something was, the internet was taken away from me or my game was taken away from me, I always found a way to get it back. And my parents can definitely testify to that. I was a pain in the ass in that regard. But then I didn't really understand that I was addicted. I was just like, I need to be on the internet, because everyone else is. So when social media came around, it was probably my freshman year of high school, maybe sophomore, when I really became more active on it. But I got my first smartphone when I was a freshman, and that's when I got Facebook and I think Instagram. And I think that's honestly when things took a even greater turn for the worst, because suddenly it wasn't just like games that I was immersing myself in, these like little online fantasies. It was this false reality, with social media. I was posting pictures and seeing other pictures of people that were just basically putting an image online to make everyone else think they're happy, or they're living their best life. And for a lot of people, I'm sure that is the truth, but for me at least, I felt like I lived for my presence online rather than my presence right here. And obviously that causes a lot of issues, because deep down, when the camera's off, or when social media is tucked away, or when it comes to going to bed at night, I am very unhappy, or I'm not moving forward in life. And it's really, really affected my mental health and my relationships with people. It's affected my confidence. It's affected how I just go about my day-to-day life. And I didn't realize that. I really didn't. I've been on such a journey trying to figure out recently, like, what is wrong with me? What is going on? Why can I not just figure my ish out? And I finally have. I've gotten to a place in my life, especially like throughout 2018. It was a brutal year, but I made so much growth that I have finally come to a place where I can acknowledge what the issue is, and I can take a step back and say, I need to sober up, I guess. I need to deal with reality. I need to address my inner demons. I need to do what I should have done a long time ago, And granted, I'm speaking on my own behalf. I know there's a lot of people out there that can do social media and real life without any issues. And if you can, that is freaking awesome. I would love to one day learn how to find a balance, but I am not in a place in my life where I can. I'm going to get a little bit more into detail about how social media has affected me most recently, I guess this last year and a half. And I guess, let's see, how do I start that? When I started my fitness journey and started making physical changes to my body, I became a lot more confident on my appearance. And because of that, I felt like I became more confident on social media. And I started kind of gaining a following on Tumblr because of pictures I would post of my, body and whatnot. And I really enjoyed, and on Instagram, and, sometimes Facebook and Snapchat. And I really, really, really was addicted to the kind of attention I was getting because of those posts. And I realized that, I don't really like to admit it, but I was a huge flirt. And not that there's anything wrong with being a flirt, but very recently I've realized that I wasn't happy with the image I was starting to put online, or had been putting online for a year and a half. I wasn't happy with the kind of connections I was making with people. I wasn't happy that I was just selling this, but not this. And that's, I think, one of the biggest pushes I had to make this change, was that I was sick of the image I was trying to convince people I had in real life. The reality is that I really am not the person I put online. I am pretty confident. From where I started, I am a lot more confident. And I am doing a lot better in life, but I am nothing like the image I want people, or that I put online for people to believe, you know? So, let's see, gosh, I probably should have wrote bullets to keep this all in line, but social media has just really fucked me up, to put it bluntly. It's really damaged just the way I interact with people. One of the craziest things I think is that I have friends on like Facebook and Instagram, and I'll comment on their posts and they'll comment on mine, but if I run into them in public, we don't say a thing. We don't even make eye contact. And I think that's very common for a lot of people. That's one of the cons about social media today, especially for my generation, that I don't think it's really talked about a lot. We grew up from a very young age with social media influencing us. And I think the majority of us were very quickly immersed in that false world, and we're so wrapped up in what everyone else is doing in their life, and how everyone else is presenting themselves online, that we don't really pay any attention to what's immediately going on around us. Like I don't take the time to socialize with people like right in front of me. I'll be on my phone, and they'll do the same thing, you know. It's crazy how many times I'll be in a room where everyone is just on their smartphone, not saying anything. And it's something I didn't really pay any mind to until, again, recently. Take a shot every time I say recently. But I know I'm getting a little repetitive, but I kind of just wanted to explain my reason for leaving, and I also wanted to close this off with what I find is the hardest part about this decision. First of all, I'm super excited. I have a strong feeling that this decision is going to greatly change my life. But on the flip side, I made like a little bit of a brief announcement yesterday about what I've decided to do on my Snapchat. And the flood of supportive messages that I received was nothing like I had anticipated. And it was very heart-wrenching, because the best thing that I have found through social media and the internet was connections with people I wouldn't have made connections with face-to-face, or in this immediate vicinity. I have met some of the best people, some of the bravest souls, and they've really helped me a lot, especially through this last year. I was going through a lot mentally, and I was constantly posting about that online, and the only thing that really kept me afloat was that support I was getting from these, essentially these strangers from all over the world. And it has really shaped me and helped me be a better person and helped me persevere despite how many times I've wanted to just completely give up. So to those of you who have reached out to me, to those of you who have, had conversations with me or opened up about me, about their struggles, or just offered words of encouragement when I needed them the most, I am truly, truly, truly grateful for that, and truly going to miss you. And I'm just so freaking thankful that I had an opportunity like that. And hopefully in the future, I will be returning to social media. For sure, I'm going to be gone for 6 months. And then if I do return, it's not going to be anything like it was previously. Like, I will be unfortunately unfollowing a lot of people from my Instagram, and probably I might even just start the accounts from scratch, and if I utilize them, it's just going to be for, you know, immediate friends and family, just so I can keep tabs on their life, because otherwise it's just personally too hard to go on and constantly keep up with all these people's lives that I don't even really ever see. And I'm tired of comparing myself. I'm tired of feeling like I'm further behind in life. So yeah, if I do come back, it's going to be very, very, very different. But in the meantime, while I'm gone, I am going to try to post videos every once in a while on YouTube, hopefully sharing some experiences and epiphanies that I have while I'm doing this. And ultimately, I would like to find some kind of balance, because I believe there is a lot of good that comes out of social media. I believe there's a lot of good that comes out of the internet. I don't think most of humanity has found that happy balance yet, but I am determined to find it so I can help others and keep forming those really special connections that I've made the last couple of years. Anyway, thanks for listening to this video. I hope some of you find it helpful. I hope you don't miss me too much. Life is gonna be good, and yeah, best of luck to anyone else out there trying to find themselves. And like I said, I will link that YouTuber in the description box below. I highly recommend checking him out, and you know, possibly giving this a go if it sounds like it's something you need to do. Anyway, thank you guys for everything, the support, the kind words, and the love. And I hope you know I love you too. Take care for now.